Okay, so yeah, I picked the Dolphins over the Bengals. I figured Dolphins were the better team over the Bengals. I was a little concerned the Bengals might be able to upset the Dolphins since Dolphins were on a hot streak when they maybe shouldn't be. But I went the Dolphins. I felt they were a slightly better overall team, so I went Dolphins.
Yeah, we had to re-record this because I ran out of storage. But what I was saying is, we talked about it in class, and before I was like, man, I chose this before Tua was gonna play or not, and I was like, well, if Tua plays, I may be in trouble. Well, I still chose the Bengals, and they did good. They won, and Tua got hurt. Sucks to see. Hopefully he'll be okay, and it seems like he will be. But T. Higgins had a big game, 7 receptions, 124 yards for 1 touchdown, and there we go. I got that one right.
Yeah. And then picked the Vikings. I figured the Vikings are the better team over the Saints. And right now the score reflects that at 13-7. I just feel Vikings are better after their past few weeks. They're going to beat the Saints.
Yeah, looking at this game, it was being reported that Kamara and Winston were both like probable at the time when I made these picks, which I think was Thursday morning or Wednesday. And so they're both not playing. Andy Dalton is playing, and Kamara is out. And it actually is a close game right now, but I trust Justin Jefferson and that Vikings team.
Andy Dalton, in my opinion, is still better than maybe a few of the starting quarterbacks in the NFL. And like of the backups, he's probably one of the best to have.
Yeah, he definitely is a good backup for sure.
Yeah. But now, what is it for the Falcons Browns? I picked the Falcons. And honestly, I think the Browns are most likely going to win this game. But I picked the Falcons just because I feel the Falcons have it in them to win, and that if they maybe get a turnover or two or capitalize on Brown's mistakes, they can win this game. And that I'm a little high on the Falcons, but I feel like the Browns have been playing better than they are. And I think the Falcons are going to beat the Browns just because when it comes down to weapons and the defense, I for some reason feel the Falcons have the edge.
Um, we don't have a whole lot of differences. I think it's like we have like 3 differences for this week, and this is one of them. And this was actually one of the games that I was in between. Um, and honestly, like looking at the Browns, I looked at they have Nick Chubb again. I was not expecting Miles Garrett to not be playing, but he got in a wreck, and he's not playing. Um, so really, like if the Falcons win, it wouldn't surprise me. It really
Yeah.
wouldn't.
This is a really 50-50 game right here.
Yeah, it was one of the tougher ones for me.
Yeah. No, I agree. So it'll be interesting to see who wins this game. Was our next game Cowboys Commanders? This one was tough to pick, but also not tough to pick. I just feel like the Cowboys are a better team than the Commanders. Now the Commanders could easily upset a lucky Cooper Rush and a good Cowboys defense, but I feel like Cowboys are just the better team.
Yeah, looking at this one from that perspective, it makes me wish I wouldn't have picked the Commanders. To tell you the truth, this one I remember choosing, and I was like, I don't know who to choose, and I just clicked the Commanders because I was like, whatever. This one was kind of confusing. If I had to switch one pick this week, it would probably be this one and switch it to Dallas. But looking at the Commanders, Jahan Dotson has been pretty good this year. Hopefully Carson Wentz doesn't get sacked a whole lot unless it's by Micah Parsons, who I have in fantasy. So
Yeah. Well, what is it? There was just a turnover in that Vikings Saints games. That the Vikings have one turnover now that they've gotten. So I think it may have been on a punt. So it looks like that Viking Saints game is taking a turn. But or more like the Vikings about to increase their league. Oh, they actually are. But they're very close to scoring. But no. But yeah, that'll be an interesting game. I'm looking forward to the Cowboys Commanders game here in about an hour and a half, a little bit more than that. But next is the Detroit Lions, and the Detroit Lions are playing. I forgot the Seahawks.
Yeah.
It's the Lions versus the Seahawks. The Lions are kind of hot right now. I think they're playing good. Could the Seahawks beat them? Yes, but I think the Lions are just better than the Seahawks. I think they're gonna get the win.
This one, I picked before it was announced that DeAndre Swift and both Amon-Ra St. Brown are out for this game.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
that's kind of big.
I
But
agree.
I still think that looking at the teams, I still like the Lions over the Seahawks. I still think they're a little bit more of a talented team. I think Jamal Williams will have a big day today, and yeah,
And
this one's a tough one.
I love Jamal Williams, dude. Like
I do
he's
too.
easily my favorite NFL player.
I like him a lot. He's funny. Got
I think
fined.
the moment where I'm like, cause like I never knew about him too much, cause I'm not a big Packers fan.
Yeah.
I still like the Packers, but when he went to the Lions, and he was talking about like they were asking him questions about like the news or something. He's like, okay, what is going on? He's like, I don't watch the news. I sit around all day watching anime, and I'm like, I like this guy.
Yeah, he's a character. I really like him.
He is, and he's great, and he was even like that on the Packers. And like I didn't know that, but I'm just like, okay, this guy's easily my favorite, one of my favorite NFL player right now,
Yeah.
besides Josh Allen.
Yeah,
Like them
he's
two are
funny.
tied for me. But yeah, what is it? Next game, Tennessee Titans and Colts, and honestly, if the Titans play like they did against the Raiders, Titans are gonna win. If the Colts play like they did against the Chiefs, Colts are gonna win. And both these teams are not great. They're inconsistent. This game could go either way, and I have absolutely no idea what way it's going to go. I feel like the talent leans towards the Titans winning. And I feel like Burks is going to go off this week for some reason. I have not started him over Juju McSchuster yet. But Amon-Ra St. Brown is out, so I had to put Juju in. I feel like Burks is going to go off this week for some reason. And maybe it's that Colts weak secondary, but I feel like Burks is going to go off. I just feel like the Titans slightly have the edge this week.
I chose the Colts, and I'm still buying into their hype of them being good. It's been a slow start, but it's week 4 now. Hopefully, like emphasis on hopefully, Matt Ryan will figure it out.
Yeah.
Michael Pittman, I think, was out last week. I think he's playing today. Jelani Woods had a big week 3. I think he'll see more time this week as well. And Jonathan Taylor is going to continue to be the workhorse and get a ton of carries. And
Yeah. Well,
I don't
and
know.
Hines hasn't played as good as he had in the past. I think
No, he
Hines is
hasn't.
getting older, and he's just dropping off.
Yep.
But no. What is it? The New York Giants. I forgot who they're playing.
The Bears.
The Bear. This was a tough one to pick as well. The Giants losing to the Cowboys. I can't say the Cowboys are that great of a team, and the Giants lost to them. So I could easily see the Bears winning this game. But I feel like the Giants look organized. They are refining a few things, and I think they are going to be able to play off of the Bears' weaknesses to win the game. And I don't think the Bears have that great of a capability to play off the Giants' weaknesses. I think the Bears have some better talent on their team, and that if the Giants make mistakes, a lot of those players are going to score on the Bears. But the Giants definitely have the coaching staff to beat the Bears, so I want Giants.
Yeah, I like the Giants coaching staff. I also think that Kadarius Toney's going to get some more playing time today, whether
Yep.
Dayball likes it or not, obviously, because Sterling Shepard's out for the season. So this one was kind of an easier one for me. Sure, I think the Bears have a good chance today, but I mean, I think the Giants just have a lot better chance with David Montgomery being out for the Bears and then them still having Saquon ready to go today. This
Yeah.
one was an easier one for me.
Yeah. Okay. Injuries are definitely hurting the Bears and the Giants, though.
Oh yeah,
Eagles are
the
playing
Jags.
Jags. Jags had a great win last week. I don't think they can do it again, especially not against the hot Eagles. Their defense is playing good. Their offense is firing on all cylinders. That they're just I think they're gonna win. I could easily see this game being a 41-7, but I could also see it being a 28-25. That
Yeah,
might I don't know.
this one was an easy one for me. Like I said, I'm very high on the Eagles still. I think a loss will be coming soon just because they're going to be due for one,
Yeah,
being that they're the only undefeated team.
I agree.
Is it this week? I don't think so, just because I think the defense that the Jags have compared to what the offense is for the Eagles. Man, the Eagles are a well-rounded team. I don't think that
Hmm.
O-line either for the Jags is going to be able to hold up that front seven for the Eagles.
Yeah.
So this one was a no-brainer for me. This one, literally, I looked and I saw Jags versus Eagles, and I instantly clicked Eagles and didn't have to think about it.
Oh, I basically did the same thing.
Yeah, I mean this one was an easy one for me.
And let's see, Steelers are playing the Jets, I think.
Yeah, Steelers are playing the Jets.
I just think the Steelers are the better team. Like that, I saw Steelers are playing Jets. Went with the Steelers. Could the Jets surprise and win this game? Absolutely. But I think the Steelers are just better. They got better defense, better offense, and I don't think the Jets are gonna. Zach Wilson's back though. I think.
Yeah, he is.
And
He's supposed to be back today.
there's a lot of question what could happen in this game, and he hasn't had that much time to practice. I'm expecting at least one interception out of him, but also Micah Hyde I think is out too.
Yeah,
On the
I
Steelers.
think the Bills are missing Micah Hyde and Jordan Poyer, their two starting safeties, and one of their corners, Christian Benford, is hurt too with a neck injury. So their defensive back core is. Oh wait, we're talking about the Bills.
Yeah, yeah. I said the wrong name for
Oh,
the
I
player.
got you. I got you. Okay.
I'm trying to
Well,
think
I was
who on
looking
the
at the
team.
Bills. The
Yeah.
Steelers have Tremaine Edmonds and Minka Fitzpatrick, which are both healthy. With the
I thought
Steelers,
Minka Fitzpatrick. I thought he got injured.
is he playing today? Hold on, I have an actives for today pulled up.
I could be wrong, but yeah, I was thinking of Minka Fitzpatrick, not Micah
There's
Hyde.
no inactives for those games yet.
Okay.
But
I
yeah,
still think the Steelers are the better team.
no, yeah, the Steelers are the better team. I mean, let's keep it short and sweet. The Steelers have a better team than the Jets. Zach Wilson coming in off an injury quick like this, I just don't think it'll produce a win.
I agree. And then let's see, Bills are playing the Ravens. This was a tough one to pick a little,
Yeah, it
but
was. It was tough. This was, I think, the toughest one.
Bills coming off a loss, I feel like they're gonna be ready to go. I think they're gonna be fighting for their life. I think this is gonna be a close game, but I think we're gonna see a lot of last year's Ravens in this game. And by that I mean the Ravens lost a lot of games because of poor decisions. I think that's gonna be the case in this game. I just don't think the Ravens are going to be able to compete at the same level as the Bills, but they are going to be trying the whole game. I see this being a close game.
Yeah, this was probably the toughest game for me. I think I did click the Ravens for a second and then switched over to the Buffalo Bills, for the same reason that you chose them. They lost last week. I think they're they're due for a win this week, and I like Von Miller on that team.
Oh
Their
yeah.
front seven is really good. And Stephon Diggs, I mean, I think Marlon Humphrey's dinged up. Marcus Peters is dinged up a little bit. So, Stephon Diggs in that receiving core. I think Gabe Davis and Dawson Knox are both active today, from what I saw on Instagram, I think about
But
30 minutes ago.
I'm starting David Njoku over Dawson Knox. Now I could change that, but Knox was questionable due to a back injury.
Hmm.
And I don't mess around with back injuries cuz like one hit and he could go down and he's done for the day.
Yep. Yeah.
So,
I mean,
I don't
I
know.
still think the Buffalo Bills will pull out this win though, but I think, like you said, it's going to be a close game.
Oh, yeah, 100%. So next we have, let's see, I'm gonna look at the next game.
Chargers and
Chargers versus
Texans.
Texans. I mean, if the Chargers for the Texans, yes, they just lost to the Jaguars. I don't imagine them playing as poorly as they did last week. I think they're gonna beat the Texans.
Yeah, this one's a short one for me. It's the Chargers versus Texans. I think Keenan Allen is back this week, correct?
No, he's out.
He is
He's
out.
questionable, but he's out. Yep. He's still on my IR bench.
It still doesn't do it for me. They still got plenty of guys, and the Texans are the Texans. They don't really have like when I think of the Texans, their best player to me is like Derek Stingley or Brandon Cooks, like flashy wise. They just don't have a very like attractive team. So
You know, I just say Texans are due for a win here shortly.
they are
That
due for a win. I don't. It might be this week. You just never know.
Yeah, it could be this week. Um, what is it? Next game, Cardinals versus the Panthers. You know, I haven't been high on the Cardinals. I've not picked them a lot, but Cardinals against Panthers, I'm going Cardinals for sure.
Yeah, me too. I think that defense that they have, I think their defense is better than the Panthers' defense, and I think Kyler Murray, skill set wise, is better than Baker. Even though I do really like Baker, so that one was pretty easy for me.
Yeah, you know, it'll be interesting to see what all happens here today. Some of these games are definitely going to be toss-ups. Either team could win. And what is it? Packers Patriots? I mean, the Patriots are down their starting quarterback, and they're just
Yep.
not looking great. And the Packers just beat the Buccaneers. I think this is Packers all the way.
Yeah, as a Patriots fan, Mac Jones goes down, and they've been saying that he's questionable for today. But let's be honest, he's not playing today. They were expecting him to be out like 4 to 6 weeks, maybe even 8. So why would he even
Yeah.
be questionable for today? They're doing that just to throw in that sprinkle of hope that, yeah, Mac Jones might play today, and the Packers have to plan for, hey, Mac Jones might play. But let's be honest, Brian Hoyer's going to play, and if the Patriots going to win, I would be surprised.
Yeah, I do think the Packers, when the Packers start playing bad, they play bad. If that happens today, Patriots will win.
Yeah, and
But
it wouldn't be out of Bill Belichick's range to get a win that he should not get. Like, it might happen.
yeah, no, I agree. Uh, let's see. Next we have the Raiders, and they're playing the Broncos. Yeah, the Broncos. And you know, this game could go either way. I feel better on the Raiders based off how the Broncos have played. I just feel like the Raiders are the better team. Now, if the Raiders lose this game, I definitely think I'll change my opinion on the Raiders for sure. If they go 0-4, but I think they're better than the Broncos. Hopefully they don't prove me wrong. But so I'm with the Raiders for this one.
Yeah, I'm with the Raiders on this one as well. Base this pick off of coaching. I really like Josh McDaniels. I also base it off of they're 0-3. They're due for a win. I truly think that today is the day that they get their first win. There's not much really else to say about this one for me. I just base it off those two factors right there.
Yeah. Now this is the big one. Chiefs versus Buccaneers. But you know what? Buccaneers just lost to the Packers, and the Chiefs, in my opinion, are much better than the Packers. So I'm going Chiefs over the Buccaneers. I don't think the Buccaneers look that great this year. Granted, in their division, I think they're still the best team for sure. But I think the Chiefs are going to beat the Buccaneers.
This one was a tough one for me. It came down to what is available offensively, and I think at this point, I think Brady is smart and I think he's intelligent, but I also think that looking at Patrick Mahomes, Mahomes is a better athlete. Mahomes has better weapons surrounding him right now. So, I mean, that was my kind of thought process for this pick.
Yeah. No, I agree. But yeah, and this last game is Rams 49ers. Now, I'm a little torn on this one. I went Rams, but the 49ers always play good against the Rams
Yep,
in
they
regular
do.
season. And I wanted to put the 49ers badly, but I feel like today is the day that streak breaks. I think the Rams are going to win today. I just think the 49ers are still recovering after Trey Lance's injury. Jimmy didn't practice with the team the whole
Yep.
summer, and I think that's hurting them. That he still has the chemistry with them, but there's something off about this 49ers team. They're not. I wasn't high on them last year, and I still say when the 49ers were in the playoffs, they got to the playoffs because the Rams did not play good. They then they they did not beat the Cowboys team. I think the Cowboys beat themselves, then the Packers imploded, and then the 49ers they lost to the Rams. That I'm just not extremely high on them, and I just feel the Rams are going to have the edge going into this game, especially with some different looks from the Rams this year.
Yeah, this game was honestly, I really didn't have to think about this one too much, as crazy as it sounds, because, the 49ers are usually pretty good against the Rams, but I, when Jimmy G was on the Patriots, I was a big fan of him, but I'm not so sold on him, and I just don't see Jimmy G not throwing an interception today, or Monday, I guess, against Jalen Ramsey or whoever else he throws to. I think he's going to probably turn over the ball once, maybe twice. And he did step out of the back of the end zone the other night, so, you know.
That was some Detroit Lions stuff right there. A couple years ago,
And
Detroit
Dan
Lions stuff.
Orlovsky.
Yeah, Dan Orlando. When he went behind the goalpost, it was just like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, I think the Rams get this one. That wasn't a very hard one for me.
Yeah, I agree. And we don't know the results yet, so